Oh, thank you.
Yeah,
Look at your card.
it's from my cinema show. So
Nice.
just to put my questions in there.
How are you? Right, we probably have to go, do we?
fine,
Yeah.
fine.
I don't want to waste any time.
Okay. Good to see you. It's an honor meeting you personally because I love Doctor Who. And
Thank
I
you.
also started now with Marvel's Jessica Jones.
Yeah.
So, how cool is that for you being a part of a Marvel series?
It's pretty exciting, I have to say. Yes, if I could tell my 10-year-old self, who was be leafing through a Spider-Man and Hulk comic, that this is where I would be today, I think he'd probably be quite pleased with me. No, it's although having said that, it's not really the kind of show you'd show to a 10-year-old. It's certainly the mature end of the Marvel world. It's Marvel characters being taken to some quite dark places, which from an acting point of view is fantastic. That's just, you know, it's a very gritty, juicy script to get your teeth into.
Do you like being the bad guy?
It's always fun to leave your morality in the dressing room, isn't it? To get to dabble in what it might be like to live your life with no moral scruples at all. It's it's an extraordinary character. This idea that whatever he asks of people, they supply. That he has total control over everyone he meets. It's quite a sort of it's a heady thing to dabble with. Yeah.
If you would have the power just for one day to control other people's minds like Kilgrave did, so what would you do?
Well, you'd have to sort North Korea out, wouldn't you? You'd have to get stuck into ISIS. You'd need to do a bit of that. You'd need to do a bit of, and then you'd probably need to get some free stuff, I imagine.
And for example, in England, maybe with Prime Minister Cameron?
There's lots of things I'd like to say to David Cameron.
You are also playing theatre, so how important is it for you playing for a live audience?
Yeah, I'm going back to the theatre. That will be my next job. I'm going back to do Richard II for the Royal Shakespeare Company, and that's been always part of what I've done. I mean, I sort of started in the theatre. It still feels like my day job, really. All this filming feels like a sort of sabbatical. So it's something that I just feels like part of the job, and I love it. I love the variety of that. I love that I get to go back and forth, and that's what I would always hope to be able to do, yeah.
And as I said before, I love Doctor Who, and I love your experience, because for me, in my opinion, you are the best Doctor.
Oh, well, you're the best interviewer this morning.
Thank you. How much has Doctor Who changed your life?
Oh, yeah. Without a doubt, Doctor Who changed my life forever. I think if you're ever attached to Doctor Who in any capacity, it changes your life, because people are so enthusiastic about it that it sticks to you forever. So to play the Doctor will always be probably the first line of my obituary, I suspect. And that's something I'm very comfortable with, really. It's an honour to be part of. But then to be part of this franchise as well, it feels, you know, you can never have enough reasons to go to Comic-Con, can you?
Do you have also a nice memory for us, maybe from a television set? Maybe some things go wrong that should not go wrong?
I always find film sets are remarkably ordered places, and people are always wanting to know what went wrong and what. But there's so much pressure to get the day done, and that I always struggle to remember the sort of things that went awry. Because if something goes awry in a film set, it's usually a crisis of great proportion. Because, you know, if you don't get that scene shot that day, that so and so leaves for Frankfurt tomorrow, and that has to happen, and the special effect explodes, and the stuntman falls off the thing, and it always feels like quite a sort of ordered and pressured environment. So I never remember that. I'm sure hilarious things happen on a daily basis, but I think my sort of Presbyterian work ethic just finds that all a bit tense-making. I just want everything to go right so that we can get the day done.
Thank you so much for taking the time, Mr. David Tennant, and hope to see you soon in Marvel's Jessica Jones. Thanks.